Hello and welcome to tonight's headliner. National Highway 48, the lifeline that connects India's two biggest power centers, Delhi, the national capital, and Mumbai, the financial capital. A highway that should represent growth, efficiency, and national progress. And yet, ask anyone traveling between Ahmedabad and Mumbai, especially through Vadodara, Bharuch, or Ankleshwar, and they will tell you that this NH48 is broken. It's cracked, jammed, delayed, and it's hopeless. And this isn't some one-off monsoon problems. This has been the condition of the highway for years. Congestion, potholes, never-ending diversions, an endless stream of unkept political promises that have turned this crucial corridor into a symbol of clear administrative failure. Now let's talk about Vadodara. A couple of months ago, Hemang Joshi, Vadodara's current member of parliament, proudly posted photos and videos on social media that he had met Union Minister Nitin Gadkari to discuss the NH48 traffic chaos. The captions were glowing, the visuals were very well curated, and the tone was confident. The meeting, he claimed, was a success. Solutions were discussed, fixes were underway. The people of Vadodara, exhausted by years of chants, dared to hope. Finally, something would be done. But fast forward to today, and that hope is evaporated. NH48 remains jammed, Vadodara remains stuck, the chaos continues, and all that successful meeting has delivered is another reel and photos on Instagram. And this is not the first time such claims have been made. Senior MLA Yogesh Patel just today addressed the media and said that he has received calls from citizens and that he is looking into the matter. But this matter isn't new, sir. This problem didn't begin yesterday. It has persisted across governments, across MPs, across years. In fact, former MP Ranjan Ben Bhatt also claimed that she had raised this issue with top authorities. She too had promised action. And yet, in all this time, the highway got only worse. So the obvious question is, if every leader says that they are working on it, why is nothing actually working? Let's not forget what this road represents. NH48, National Highway 48, is not some dusty district road. This is the artery that connects Delhi to Mumbai, two capitals of India. It passes through Gujarat, a state ruled by the same party at both the state and central levels. This road carries over 1.2 lakh vehicles every single day. Nearly 40% of them are heavy goods vehicles, trucks carrying cargo to and fro from some of India's biggest industrial hubs like Dahej, Bharuch, Ankleshwar, Surat, Vapi. When NH48 gets stuck, the economic cost is massive. Goods are delayed, fuel gets wasted, perishable items rot on the road, drivers and transporters lose time and money. The ripple effect hits industries, traders, hospitals, and, of course, ordinary citizens alike. And still, there is no urgency. The stretch between Bharuch and Ankleshwar, one of the most critical bottlenecks, has been under development for years. Bypass roads were proposed in 2018, land acquisition started. Tenders were floated, some were cancelled, reissued, cancelled again, till date. Nothing concrete has happened. The Golden Chokri, for the matter of fact, near Vadodara, another black spot, remains a chaos zone of broken dividers, missing lane markings, random U-turns, and an accident-prone junction. The Bharuch Bridge, old, narrow and overwhelmed, continues to force vehicles into bottlenecks lasting 3 to 4 hours on peak days. Trucks line up for kilometers, ambulances remain stuck, people miss exams, flights, medical appointments. But instead of action, we get announcements. Instead of road work, we get press conferences. Instead of answers, we get hashtags. And what's worse, these delays and blockages are not just a daily inconvenience, they are deadly. NH48 has become a dangerous zone for accidents. According to reports, over 1,500 accidents 1,500 accidents happen every year on that Ahmedabad-Mumbai corridor, especially near Bharuch, Navsari and Vapi. Poor lighting, sudden diversions, unmarked roads, overloaded trucks, all combine to create perfect storm of risk. And the people who suffer the most, not the politicians, not the bureaucrats, but migrant workers, truck drivers, daily wage earners, and of course, the middle-class families. Their stories don't make it to headlines. Their deaths don't go viral. They are just numbers forgotten as quickly as the next speech begins. Now let's come back to politics. Hemang Joshi posted pictures. He claimed meetings were successful. He made it all look like the problem was as good as solved. Yogesh Patel today says that he is trying to solve the issue. After receiving citizen calls, Ranjan Ben earlier said that she too had raised the issue to the top leadership. So if all three of them, past, present, claim to be working hard to resolve the NH48 mess, who is actually responsible for this disaster? And more importantly, who do we hold accountable for all the time, money and lives that have been lost? Because let's be honest, the people of Vadodara are not asking for miracles. They're asking for demanding flyovers in the sky or bullet trains. They just want a road to function. They want to reach office, school, hospital or home without spending 4 hours in a jam. They want the bare minimum that any taxpayer would deserve. A road that works, and yet, year after year, leader after leader, post after post, that basic expectation is not being met. Because governance in this country has become a performance. It's no longer about results. It's about optics. Meetings are held, not to solve problems, but to create photo ops. Press conferences are called, not to announce action, but to buy time. Social media is flooded with working pics, while the ground reality remains unchanged. Let's ask the deeper question here. What if NH48 had been fixed years ago? What if the bypass near Bharuch was operational by now? What if Ankleshwar had proper diversion management? What if overloaded trucks were actually penalized? What if real-time traffic systems were installed instead of ancient CCTVs? What if maintenance team responded to public complaints with urgency? The answer is simple. This daily crisis would not exist. This could have been resolved. The technology, the funds, the manpower, they all exist. What doesn't exist, however, is political will. And that brings us to the citizens, you and I. Because no matter how many stories we report, how many clips we show, how many stats we throw, it will all go back to square one if people themselves don't change how they still vote based on caste, equations, religious loyalties, or even empty emotional slogans. Then don't be surprised when you're stuck in traffic for 5 hours in 45-degree heat, because when you vote for symbols instead of accountability, you empower those who perform, not those who deliver. NH48, it's not just a road. It's a symbol of how broken things are. It's a reminder that even the most basic public utilities are collapsing under the weight of political inaction. And unless we shift the conversation from identity to infrastructure, from religion to results, from PR to performance, nothing will change. The highway is jammed, the leaders are posing, and the citizens are paying the price. The question is, are you going to remember this the next time you stand in a voting queue? Or are you going to forget everything the moment someone shouts a slogan loud enough? Think about it. This is the Fact Flash, unfiltered, unafraid, and on the road until it's finally clear. Stay tuned.